Good evening, good afternoon. This is Cody with High Top Sports Recruiting, and today we have a very, very special guest, Mr. Xavier Payne from Jones High School, Florida. Super excited to get him on. He's got a couple big offers, UCF, Penn State, and some more. But let's go ahead, get him on, and see what the young man is up to. How you doing, Xavier?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, good. So at a track meet yesterday, right? So you're kind of a multiple sport athlete.
Yes, sir, I am.
Placed fourth in javelin, shot put, and what was the other one?
Discus.
Discus. Gotcha. You like track, or you just do it for the extra exercise?
Exercise, keep me in shape in the off season. I just love to compete.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go ahead. You're out of Jones High School. Obviously, you know Darion Coleman. We had him on. What's that connection like between you two?
It's me and him are very close. Ever since I've gotten here, we've kind of clicked. Especially since the season's ended, me becoming his new O-lineman, we have to have a very strong bond. We have to be locked in. So me and him are really tight for sure.
Gotcha. And what position are you looking to play at that on that offensive line at Jones?
Right now, I'm at left tackle, and that's probably where I'll be going to college at most likely. That's what I think. That's what everybody's telling me. But I can play the whole line. I can snap. I can play guard. I can pull. I can
What do you prefer if you had your pick?
one of the tackles, left or right, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha. So a multi-row kind of piece there on that offensive line. Somebody gets dinged up and you need to snap, no problem.
For sure.
Gotcha. College coaches love that. Speaking of colleges, so you got a couple big offers, right? Penn State, UCF, which is close. Let's go ahead and break down those two. Which one did you get first? Did you get Penn State first or UCF?
I got UCF. UCF
Okay.
switched during this past college season.
Gotcha. Makes sense them being closer. What about UCF that draws you to that area?
Being close to home. I'm a mama's boy. I love being it crossed my mind to want to stay home, stay with my mom.
Gotcha. Penn State, obviously. Well, and UCF, obviously, they're going to the Big 12, so they take a big echelon of competition. Does that play a role for you, or you would have still looked at them if they stayed in the same conference that they were previously?
No, them being jumped up to the Big 12, that is a big factor to me because I want to be able to play at a high level so that it can get me one step closer to my dream goal, which is the league.
Gotcha, for sure. Penn State, Big Ten, big school, known for big road graders. What about Penn State does it really pop off the page for you?
Recently they have a draft pick, their tackle. He's supposed to be going within the top 15 in the first round. That I like, and then the atmosphere of the fans. I really like just everything about it.
Are you gonna try to make it for a whiteout game?
That would probably be one of my visits. Definitely would be a whiteout game.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Have you been able to visit any college campuses yet so far? Camps, what have you?
I've gone to a couple camps. I've gone to UCF on some unofficial. I haven't gone to Penn State yet, just because that's farther. Being in Florida. UCF, FSU. I've been to UF. I've been to mostly in-state schools.
Gotcha. So out of the bunch, who would you say out of the Florida schools, who would you say has the better facilities out of the bunch? Does UCF, kind of surprise you? It's a smaller school. UF obviously drops a bunch of money in their football program, and then FSU also did too.
UF and UCF, I think, are right there. They're neck and neck. Even though UCF is so small, Like they're really not that small because they have a really large student body. It's just
Hmm.
they're just like a small name. But they care a lot about their football. They put a lot of money into it. They're right there with UF, I think.
Wow, that's big praise for UCF. Kind of a cool school, the Space School. They got a bunch of cool uniforms. Almost kind of like a mini Oregon of the South is kind of like what I look at UCF as. They got the flashy uniforms, they got some financial backing, and I think it's a very, very big up and coming program, especially with the amount of money they're going to get hopping into the Big 12, and I think that's going to allow them to keep some very, very good in-state talent, possibly in state, and not going out of state to go find elsewhere. Correct?
Yes, sir. I think it's possible.
So let's go ahead and get into official visits. Obviously, you said Penn State. You're going to take a UCF official visit. Are there any other official visits that you have kind of are hoping for, and then or are trying to schedule up?
I haven't really thought about it too much because I'm just trying to trust the process, and I hope that I get a couple more big name schools out there. But right now, I don't even know. I haven't really thought about official visits, to be honest.
Gotcha. And you are class of 2026, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got plenty of time. You got a whole nother year of
Yeah.
recruiting.
Yeah, my plan is to commit right around the same time as my quarterback Darian.
Okay.
Pretty early.
So I ask you, does that affect if you guys can go to the same school? Does that affect your decision?
To be honest, I haven't even thought about me and him going to the same school, but it would be pretty awesome. But both of our paths at this point seem pretty different. But
Gotcha.
never know what the future has in store.
Yeah, you never know. So I'll ask you this. What's a dream school for you that you haven't got offered yet? Maybe they're a little bit behind the ball. Listen, you got Penn State, you got UCF. The offers are gonna come flying in this year. I'm telling you right now. What's a dream school for you?
Actually, it's this quilt I got made by my grandmother, Ohio State.
Okay, so Big Ten guy.
Yeah, they're my hometown in New York. High school team has almost the exact same colorway. So like growing up, when I would go to their games, it looked like I was watching my high school on TV.
Gotcha. So Ohio State, big pull. I'm here in the Midwest in Indiana, and yeah, Ohio State is the mecca of the Midwest, and they do draw some Florida kids. So that is an offer that you're kind of waiting on, right?
Yes, sir, most definitely.
Have you been to Ohio State game or the campus at all?
Never.
Okay, it's pretty nice. It's pretty wild. So Ohio State. Is there any other dream schools out there besides Ohio State?
Not really. No.
No.
Maybe Alabama. Just off name.
Just off name.
Yeah, because Bama's a big school.
For sure. So obviously you have the option to go Big 12 right now and Big 10. Does the conference name does that mean anything to you? Would it mean something to you to go to play in the Big 10, to be a Big 10 starting offensive lineman? They produce so many for the NFL.
Definitely, especially recently with the conference changes going from Power 5 to Power 4 and all those teams joining the Big 10. The Big 10, I believe, that's my opinion, I think that the Big 10 is going to be the hardest conference in college football this year. And like you said, having all those O-linemen in the past, I think Big 10 definitely has a big name with it.
For sure. I mean, you have Wisconsin out there that's known to be a top road grader offensive line school. You got Ohio State. They always have some. Penn State, Michigan. It seems like every other year they're pumping talent in the NFL. So a lot of good schools in the Big Ten to go after. And like I said, with Penn State offering, there's going to be plenty knocking down the door. So don't worry about it. Are you going to any extra training? You got a trainer, or are you just doing kind of your own thing?
Well, I always get a workout in at home, even if I work out with somebody. Lately, I haven't been going to a trainer. I've been just working out with my high school coach every day after school.
Okay.
Yeah, or my O-line coach at school.
Gotcha. How's the recruiting process been for you? Has it been kind of like what you thought as, 9, 10, 11-year-old kid? You're playing NCAA or Madden, and you're thinking, maybe, just maybe I can be one of those guys. How has that recruiting process been for you so far? Is it like everything you expected? You get the treasure trove of mail and the phone calls and the Twitter messages and stuff like that?
It's been kind of weird. So, like, other than the schools that have offered me, I don't really get the treasure trove of mail or phone calls. Like, I can call any of the coaches that have offered me, and we have a pretty tight connection. But it's not as much as everybody, because I've always been a very big kid. Being 6'7", 320, a lot of everybody's always like, just keep your head down there. All that's going to come. It's going to come really quick. And it hasn't, which is okay. I'm just trusting the process. It is what it is.
Different. It's different.
Yeah.
It seems to be different for every kid. I actually had Balin on, Darion's coach, and he didn't get an offer that he was looking for because of some weight stuff at a camp, and wasn't heavy enough. So it just once it seems like once you get those first couple and then he just got his dream school offer in Oklahoma a couple weeks ago. So super cool to have that, and so it's gonna come. You said you're 6'7" and 320.
Yes, sir.
My goodness. That is giant. So I'll ask you this one last question about recruiting. How is it for your parents? Are they excited for you? Are they kind of like want to just keep you protected and listen? We're gonna listen to the offensive line coach and see what he thinks. How's that for the parents?
My mom's super protective. She's been super supportive, and she's very excited. She's very she's almost jittery. She just always wants to go, and is like, okay, you got to let's just get another one. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. And yeah, we're just
excited.
Yeah, that's what I did.
When did you know that you had D1 talent? When did it click for you on the football field? Like, oh, like I'm better than a lot of kids.
When probably my 8th grade year.
Just figured it out at a practice or a camp or something. It was like, oh, I'm special.
It was I was playing Pee Wee, and I just lined up, and the kid literally ran the opposite way. Like, got up out of his 3-point stance and ran.
Gotcha.
And I was like, yeah.
It's different. Yeah, and that happens for all different times for kids. Obviously, you being a very, very big kid, that is one of those things where kids at that age, I mean, you're a pretty early grower. Kids at that age, they're like, look at them. Like, can we check the birth certificate? I'm sure you got that a couple times in Pee Wee.
Definitely.
Gotcha. So, I do want to ask you, what are some things that you're working on this year, technique wise, that you're trying to get better at than last year?
Mainly just, probably just overall footwork. Just be able to stay a little bit more square, not turn my hip as much, a little bit quicker feet.
Keeping good balance.
Yep.
Gotcha. Setting your anchor, stuff like that.
Yeah.
For sure. And so obviously at Jones, you guys have a pretty healthy mix of running the ball and passing the ball. So it's not just like, hey, like, this kid, we're going to have to teach him how to pass block. You're getting a good mix of both, which I think is good. Correct?
Yes, most definitely. Cause even on pass plays, we'll run some RPOs where I have to run block. And yeah, I have to do. I pass. We pass the ball. We pass the ball probably the most in our level.
Gotcha, for sure, man. And you got a stud quarterback, some good wide receivers, and another you got Mr. Brown there also over there at Jones. He's something else, isn't he?
For now, yeah, he's definitely a stud.
So what's your high school goal this year? Darion said go get the ring. Are you in line with that?
Nothing less. It's in my head. It's ring or bust. Like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen this year.
Yeah, it seems like you got all the horses lined up, and it seems like you guys are ready to make the run. Especially you got Mr. Brown there at wide receiver, and Darion Coleman, offensive line. Darion's dad has bragged about the offensive line to me multiple times about how much more improved you guys are, and how much work you guys are putting in, and just the athletic ability you guys has taken an echelon step up.
Yeah, most definitely. He's even told me he didn't tell me this, but I know that we are probably most athletic O-lineman in Central Florida as a unit.
For sure. Is there anything off the field that you're working on? Are you trying to graduate early? Are you working on being a better leader, stuff like that?
I mean, the goal is to graduate early, but I'm already on track for all that. I think that even when I first got here, I stepped into a pretty decent leadership role. I try my best. The biggest thing off the field is just grades. Like, they're good. I just need to maintain them. Like, so it's just maintaining. I don't need to get anywhere higher. I'm just maintaining.
Gotcha. And I'm sure you got a packed full schedule. It's tough. And so, just make sure you keep your head down and work, and you want to getting that early enrollee is big, especially for offensive linemen. I mean, you're getting a 6-month start on the kids coming in the summer. So I'm Ryan Day. I call you and I say, hey, why should I recruit you, Mr. Payne? What are you telling me?
I'm coachable. One thing I've always been told is I'm very coachable. I adapt to my environment very well, and if you're my coach, I will run through a brick wall for you. I will do anything that you need me to do, and I will do it at 110 miles an hour.
Awesome. That is a giant key, being coachable. So not a kid that thinks he knows it all, knows that there's always improvement, ready to work, and loyalty is a big thing, especially for these college coaches and the transfer portal now. It gets wild. Some kids don't even they'll go 4 years in four schools with high school too. I'm sure that you've seen that. So it's pretty crazy. With that, being a loyal person is a great attribute to have, Mr. Payne. All right, so let's get to the fun questions. Your favorite ice cream?
Ice cream? I haven't had ice cream in so long. Probably just cookie dough.
Cookie dough? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you eating clean? Trying to eat clean, or are you just not a big ice cream fan?
High school, for the past 2-3 years, I've eaten the cleanest I've ever eaten in my life.
Really?
Just trying to put on the weight correctly, because when I got in high school, I was about 290. I cut down to about 230. Now about 320, but I put it on the right way.
Gotcha. Yeah, Darion doesn't even eat ice cream. I was surprised. Okay, so fast food. And when I say fast food, a lot of people think McDonald's, but Qdoba, stuff like that. Chick-fil-A, stuff like that. What's your favorite? What's your go-to if you could only have one?
I really like Chick-fil-A. It feels generic, but I really like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
it's easy, it's quick, it's inviting, and it's not the worst. It's not great for your body, but it's not the worst for your body. For sure, and
your order's always right, and no matter how big the line is, you're in and out in 10 minutes, it feels like.
Always.
All right. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie. Probably Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's a good one. Wow, that's an older one.
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. That's one of my favorites. I watched that as a kid. My grandpa had that on loop. It seemed like that, and like Casino and stuff like that. So always there's always a little Shawshank Redemption on at the house. And then what's your favorite thing to do non football related?
Probably just play video games. Just hang
You,
out.
are you excited for NCAA to come out?
I'm ecstatic. It's been a minute since I've played NCAA.
Well, pretty soon you won't even have to build your own player and make your own. I mean, you'll be on.
The goal. I want to be in the game.
How cool is that? Get $600, $600, and they send you the console game of your choice. I think it's a win.
I think that's definitely a win. But I feel like there's always going to be somebody that's a big name that wants more than 600 and more than what they're offering. But I think it's a good deal.
I think it's a good deal too. Yeah. Kids just don't. Younger kids, they don't realize how impactful that game was for my generation. 2012 was the last NCAA game that was produced, and I even have it on my PC now. It's we play it all the time, and it's one of those things where it's just cool just to be a part of it. And then you get something a little extra. You know what I mean? Who's your okay, so on NCAA, who do you want to see on the cover? You want to see Saban on the cover for his retirement?
Maybe for like a legacy or deluxe edition.
Okay.
But honestly, whoever goes first overall in the year that it releases, because if it gets pushed back, like whoever goes first overall in the draft, I feel like should, or the Heisman winner. Either one of those. Okay,
so you got the quarterback from LSU, Daniels, or whoever goes first overall. I like that. But Saban gets his own edition.
Definitely. He's the most iconic head coach in college football history.
Yeah. Fun fact for people that don't know, he has his own mode. There's something you can unlock called Saban mode, which means that you can go into a recruit's house and snatch him at the last second. Just a little fun attribute there in the game. So, all right, Mr. Payne, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anybody you want to thank? Go ahead, plug your social media at this time. And I'd love to have you on after you commit, and then kind of during the season. I think I'm going to have Darion Coleman on again. See if you guys are hunting for that ring.
For sure. Yes, sir. Just want to shout out Darion, other O-linemen, my D-line for getting work in practice. Y'all can follow me at 72._shots on Instagram.
Gotcha. All right. I appreciate you. We will wrap this thing up. I am Cody, the professor, and we have Mr. Xavier Payne on today. And I appreciate you coming on from Jones High School. Watch out for them. They are going to be a wrecking machine this year in the 2024 season.